Father in heaven, be with us throughout this midday power surge is our prayer in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Greetings, salutations. Welcome to this midday power surge, Monday, May 30th, 2022. This is your spiritual oasis on this pilgrim journey. Safe to Serve International, first-time viewers, welcome one, welcome all to this midday power surge. While everyone in America here, the majority, are celebrating this federal holiday, Memorial Day weekend, I want us to focus on something very, very important. As we can see, the prophecies of the Bible are fast fulfilling. And brothers and sisters, note this carefully. And what is that, Pastor? There is tyranny in the sewage line. Let's get right into this. And before I touch on this, kindly remember our upcoming day of fasting and prayer this coming Sunday, June 5th. Please, friends, don't you forget that. We'll be live streaming here beginning at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's get right into it. Beloved, fresh off the press, it has begun. It says, global Pox-Pestilence threat upgraded to moderate by WHO. And notice what they said. The pestilence will never be eradicated. Why? Fears that this pestilence will jump to animals. It will never be eradicated. Now, brothers and sisters, let's take a look at this video. This is fresh off the press. Listen.
Cases of monkeypox rising in the U.S., the CDC is recommending a vaccine be made available mainly to those who work closely with viruses, including healthcare workers and lab personnel. Massachusetts General in Boston is the first hospital in the country to begin vaccinating a small group of staff who were exposed to a patient with monkeypox. There are now 12 likely or confirmed cases in 8 states.
So it has started. I wonder, how are they going to proceed in the near future? Is this pox pestilence simply a smokescreen for something more inimical to our liberties of conscience? It's a great question. What will happen if it becomes a full-blown pandemic? With that in mind, I want to ask you a question. Are we ready for round 2, round 3? We must be ready physically, mentally, and spiritually. Notice here, my friends, the protest has been successful thus far. This is Biden's disinformation board, the White House disinformation board. There it is, my friends, DHS, Disinformation Governance Board. And notice, they put it on pause. Why? Because there was great protest, remonstration against this diabolical movement, agency. And notice, friends, I just covered this past Sabbath. The video is on our platform here. And by the way, that was May 29th, May 28th, 2022, where I also shared the protest led to the pandemic treaty being delayed, withdrawn, whatever synonym you want to find. Why? The protest has been successful thus far. Take a look at this, my friends. Just hours after Jankovic tweeted about her new job, others began to protest. 1.7 million followers quickly sprung into action. And of course, she resigned, Nina Jankovic. With that in mind, take a look at this, my friends. Now, the WHO has their own version. Censorship. Listen.
So what will this operational control mean? Let's be specific. Right off the bat, the treaty demands, quote, national and global coordinated actions to address the misinformation, disinformation, and stigmatization that undermine public health. Oh, here we go. Right to censorship. People are criticizing us, and for public health reasons, that can't be allowed. If you criticize us, people will die.
So they're using the health crisis, yes? The papacy is behind all these organizations, agencies, departments, and is using the health crisis to heal her deadly wound. The health crisis to destroy Protestantism. That's what we're seeing here, friends. And remember, I gave a full presentation on this several days ago, last week during midday power surge. Again, the health crisis is being used to heal her deadly wound. Deadly wound naturally signals a health crisis. That's exactly what we are now seeing. And friends, notice now, it is also to destroy Protestantism, liberty of conscience, freedoms, speech, press, to gather, to worship God. Yes, my friends. And now, again, the WHO and Popery are actually using this health crisis not only to silence Protestantism, not only to heal her deadly wound, but also to control every aspect, every sphere of our daily lives. Take a look.
So you saw yesterday that the Biden administration, in the face of universal laughter and derision, had to fire the head of its new Ministry of Truth. But they found another way to do it. Quote, WHO Secretariat to build capacity to deploy proactive countermeasures against misinformation and social media attacks. Oh, are you following this? So they're going to get to censor anybody who doesn't agree with what they do as they control the intimate details of your life. And they will control those details.
All right. Notice clip number 2 on the same point.
Details. Under this treaty, the World Health Organization will get to establish vaccine passports and regulate travel. World Health Organization will, quote, develop standards for producing a digital version of the International Certificate of Vaccination and Prophylaxis. Okay. So you may be thinking, well, it's just about COVID, and I went along with mandatory vaccines and vaccine passports at the time. How bad could it be? First of all, if you went along with that, you should be repenting right about now.
Repenting right now, friends. Startling words. And notice, again, as I say, you have the WHO, the WEF, and Popery, who's behind the scenes, are now setting up what they call an individual carbon footprint to monitor and to track our daily movements, to so-called save the planet. The question is, who will receive these alerts and sensors? That's the great question. Take a look at this, friends. They will track every aspect of our lives.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
And yet they told us that there was no pandemic treaty, right? It's simply conspiracy theories. Well, we just saw the clip from Tucker Carlson, and we saw now one of the guest speakers at the World Health Economic Forum. By the way, he is the president of Alibaba. It's right there on the screen, friends. Michael Evans, J. Michael Evans. And by the way, you know which nation they primarily base, the Panda Nation. The Panda Nation. And with that in mind, that's why I'm telling you, my friends, tyranny is in the pipeline.
This is what makes the difference between a tyranny and democracy. When you know everything about what your government does, that's democracy. When the government knows everything about you, that is tyranny.
Dale Hurd, CBN News.
And all of this, friends, is a fulfillment of Bible prophecies. Revelation 13. Yes, those verses. Also, Matthew chapter 8 and verse number 9. It's a fulfillment of Bible prophecies, brothers and sisters. Take a look.
But it's not just about COVID, because WHO will be in charge of, quote, the digitalization of all health forms. World Health Organization will also, quote, share real-time information about travel measures. So you're going to find out exactly when you're allowed to get on a bus or train or airplane. Or how about your bicycle? Will they regulate that too? Maybe. Now, the World Health Organization has sought this authority for years. Of course, who doesn't want more power? Here's Tedros back in April of 2020.
People in countries with stay-at-home orders are understandably frustrated with being confined to their homes for weeks on end. But the world will not and cannot go back to the way things were. There must be a new normal, a world that's healthier, safer, and better prepared.
All right, and notice the World Health, let me leave that group alone for now. The World Economic Forum stated recently, it's time to go vegan to save the planet. One quick qualification. Veganism is not the same as the biblical plant-based diet. Never should a Bible-believing Christian call himself, call herself a vegan. Never. Veganism, to a great extent, belongs to a particular false pagan religion. We are plant-based diet eaters. Go vegan to save the planet. Take a look, friends. There it is, my friends. Top left of your screen. The WEF says, go vegan to save the planet. It sounds good, right? Now, I wonder, are these puppet masters, are the individuals who control the WEF, are they going to monitor what we eat and monitor and track to see those who have actually left off, abstain, forego flesh foods and adopted a vegan lifestyle? Beloved, this is not conspiracy theories. Listen again to that guest speaker, J. Michael Evans from Alibaba. He actually said that the World Economic Forum will monitor and track the way how we travel and the way how we eat. The same organization is now saying go vegan to save the planet. Yes, they will track what you eat.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
And friends, the WEF just posted a so-called plausible video. Go vegan. And what foods are they promoting? They mentioned 7. Now, how many of you like lentils? If so, type that in the chat. Lentils. Do you like okra? Do you like spinach? Do you like millet? Okay, what about moringa? Look at this. Stop right there. How many individuals may sell their souls for a pot of lentils, just like Esau sold his birthright, salvation, for a pot of lentils from his brother Jacob? And look at this. The second food on the group is lentils. Let's continue. Just accidental happenstance? You need to wake up. Are you hungry? Is it lunchtime? Men, do you have the appetite for okra? Well, there it is. Moringa. Been trending for the past several years, months. Trending, moringa, moringa. Sounds good. Spinach. When last have you had some spinach? In a smoothie. Spinach. Lightly steamed. I don't care for mushrooms. Keep that. Everything looks good. Oh, we must save the planet. No more flesh foods. Look at this. Go vegan. Will you adapt your diet for the future? Will you adapt your diet for the future? WEF. Will you adapt your diet for the future, they ask. What diet? Based on the puppet masters. And if not, we will track and trace to see those who are non-compliant and those who are compliant. What are we told, friends? This is the nail in a sure place. What you just saw was simply a current event fulfilling what God had already told us in the book, The Great Controversy. Look at this, friends. There it is. That temperance will be used as a method to implement Sunday worship by law. It's all connected. Temperance movement and the Sunday law movement. The next paragraph says, notice, the advocates of the Sunday law represent themselves as laboring to promote the highest interests of society. If you read the rest of that, it will tell you that they're mingling wholesome food with poison. All right. And what is that poison? Sunday worship by law. There it is. They may advocate reforms which the people need, principles which are in harmony with the Bible. But friends, Sunday worship is connected to it. Nature worship, there it is. Go vegan to save the planet. When the Pope says Sunday worship to save the planet, it's all connected, brothers and sisters. Are these points clear? Now, not only did the WEF state people need to go vegan to save the planet, and we will track, monitor to see if you are compliant. They also stated in the same convocation, the same conference, same gathering, everybody needs to have an electric vehicle. Electric vehicle. This clip I'm going to play, it appears that the speaker didn't expect such a low count. She was expecting more people to already have gone the path, the way of driving an electric vehicle. It flopped. She flopped.
I'm going to throw this immediately out to the audience and say, how many of you are driving an electric vehicle at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would say that probably constitutes less than 5% of the persons sitting here in this room.
It flopped. Now, friends, I'm going to share with you something here. Go back and take a look at this clip. By the way, I'm going to play the clip. Look at the gentleman to her left of the screen. All right. It's the same gentleman who stated, John Michael Evans, Alibaba, who stated that they are putting in place a system to track and trace your travel, track and trace, monitor what you eat. Look again, carefully.
I'm going to throw this immediately out to the audience and say, how many of you are driving an electric vehicle at the moment?
That's it. Do you see that gentleman to her left? All right. Drive electric vehicles is what they're promoting. With that in mind, listen again.
We're developing through technology an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
So in other words, let me segue from this now. It's clear what's coming, my friends. Not where you travel, but how you travel. And now, listen to this plausible excuse. Now we're being told individuals with clout are now propagating the following. Go vegan until you can drive your own electric vehicle. Go vegan until you can stop polluting the earth with carbon dioxide because you're traveling by plane in your private jet. Go vegan, and that will quiet your conscience. And silence, rather, let me add, also, and silence those who are criticizing the elite for traveling in their private jets to Davos and other places. At the same time, they're the ones saying we need to reduce our carbon footprint. Hypocrisy. There it is on the screen, brothers and sisters. To your left, learn how you can get around the country for vanity rallies, but feel better about yourself because you're vegan, because of veganism. Listen.
I think that it's something that is doable. And I struggle so much with what I can do at times. There are things that I can't avoid. I flew a plane out here today, or last night rather. But one thing that I can do is change my eating habits. And so I just want to urge all of you to join me in that, and you as well, Jane. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
My friends, I'm going to leave that one alone. Let me move on. What we're now seeing is that these agencies and organizations are simply the front man. They're simply the mascot for the Mr. Antichrist, the man of sin, the Pope of Rome. Look at this. It's a fulfillment of Bible prophecy in Daniel chapter 2, verse 43 through verse 45. The Bible tells us the papacy, the iron in the toes, the feet, the papacy will be the significant player in attempting to bring about solidarity, attempting to bring about a one world government and a one world religion. The iron is that significant metal, and whatever it represents, watch out. And the Bible says, in the days of these kings, when you see this movement for a one world government, the God of heaven shall set up a kingdom. With that in mind, look for yourself for the confirmation. There it is, May 25th. It says, at Davos, the church already dedicated to themes propagating, promoting from the forum. So all that we have covered, a high official of the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church, was present there at Davos when she was interviewed. That was one. Another, when he was interviewed, they both said the Roman Catholic Church is presently promoting the same themes. It says, who's behind the curtain? Look at this, my friends. There it is again. Headline, Vatican official at Davos says the church is implementing the World Economic Forum agenda. Go back at history and look at 538 AD through 1798 AD when the papacy ruled the world. We are seeing what they did on steroids today. This is the modern inquisition, health inquisition, digital inquisition. It's all there, brothers and sisters. All right? The deadly bone is almost healed. That's it. Again, watch the headline. It says at Davos, the church is what? The global actor of solidarity. That's Daniel chapter 2, verse 41 through 44. The church as global actor is that global actor of what does solidarity mean? To unite various entities and people under one interest. Textbook definition for solidarity. That's what we're seeing here. In the days of these kings, God shall set up his kingdom. Am I ready? Are you ready, friends? Have we begun to apply those 5 keys of survival? Well, I can't go into everything right now. I'm going to give you a homework. Please, before you go to bed tonight, prayerfully read Isaiah chapter 8, verse number 9 through verse number 20. Based on what we covered, you'll find the work of preparation. Yes, in the days of these kings, the God of heaven shall set up a kingdom. What are we to do? The protest must continue. One of my great themes. We must protest. I must protest. Yes, friends, death before dishonor. That is our motto. Death before dishonoring Christ. Lift up the trumpet, Sister Henrique said. Loud let it ring. Why? Jesus is coming again. Send in your prayer request.
Lift up the trumpet and loud let it ring. Jesus is coming again. Cheer up, you pilgrims, be joyful and sing. Jesus is coming again. Coming again, coming again. Jesus is coming again.